Welcome to Executive Talk. I am here with Natan Alexander, founder and director of Leader of the Pack. Natan, welcome to Executive Talk. How are you?
Thank you very much. I am wonderful. Good to see you, man.
It is good to see you also. How have you been balancing and handling all this recent chaos that's been going on here around the world?
The truth is that Leader of the Pack was made for this. Like, this is what Leader of the Pack is about, is helping men through the normal times so that when the crazy times happen, we're ready for them. I know we're not into the podcast yet, but many years ago when I was learning community security, we used to live by a motto that says, sweat during peace, bleed less during war. So if you work yourself much harder to train, be a better person, be more prepared when things are quiet, then when these crazy things happen, you're far more prepared for it and ready.
That's cool. I like that. So tell me a little bit about Leader of the Pack. What do you guys do?
Leader of the Pack is a brotherhood that teaches men how to stand up, lead, and protect. Teaching men to be the best men that they can be. You know,
Is that like a physical thing? Like, is that like a strength training thing? Or like, what's included in that?
That's a great question. It's really a mixture of everything: your physical, spiritual, emotional, and all of that together makes a man a complete man and a better man than he is tomorrow than he was today. We have to be working on all of those things to be a better person, a better man, a better woman, whatever it is. But we focus in on the men because I'm a man.
Thanks for that clarification. I appreciate that. The beard gave it away. Don't worry, you're good. Fantastic. And you guys operate primarily in the United States, correct?
We actually operate in, for now, 8 countries around the world.
No way. Oh, cool.
Yeah, the majority of guys are from America, but we have guys in Belgium, England, Canada, America, Australia, Israel. That's already 6. But yeah, it's quite incredible. India, got a guy from Brazil. It's amazing when we in a society or in a generation that is so used to putting up boundaries rather than breaking down boundaries, how so many men from different countries, different religions, different theologies, different age groups can all come together and find those things that we share and strengthen those things within each other, and at the same time hold each other accountable in the areas that we need to get better at.
I understand. That's so cool. So it seems like it's like a combination of leadership and community building. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah,
That's great.
I think one of the biggest things is when you say leadership, many people see leadership as power. We teach leadership as responsibility, right? So that leadership means that you're more responsible for your family, you're more responsible for yourself, you're more responsible for your community, for your surroundings, for your country, right? It's not about leaders taking power, it's about leaders taking responsibility.
I love that. That's fantastic. And how long have you guys been working and building this community?
Just over 2 years.
It's fantastic. And you already have brothers in 8 countries. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well,
Good for you.
Thank you. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes staying straight with who we are and what we are, and not being apologetic, but at the same time being loving, caring, and giving grace to people. So, yeah,
I love
we
it.
shall continue to grow.
Awesome. Well, you should continue to be successful and continue to grow that, especially in times like now, we can definitely appreciate some good, positive leadership, so that's fantastic.
Thanks,
So
thank you.
my pleasure. All right. So Natan, are you ready to go question for question with me?
Let's go. Bring it on.
Okay. All right. So you are a leadership professional, right? You've been working in leadership and teaching leadership for a long time now. So, as someone who is interested and also excited about leadership, entrepreneurship, whether it's in business or in life or whatever it happens to be, right? So there's a lot of, there's a lot of talk about things, about, what a good leader represents and, what management represents and all these things. So my question to you is, what is the difference between effective leadership and effective management? Do you understand the
Do I
question?
have a time limit? Do I? I think so.
Okay.
Do I have a time limit, or are
No,
we?
just, we don't have
It's
10 hours here, but
dangerous to give you a time limit, man.
answer as concise but to the point as you can. It'd be fantastic.
Okay, no
Great.
problem. So the difference, you're asking what's the difference between effective management and effective leadership?
Well, what's the difference between leadership and management? Can you explain that?
I like, yeah, I like how you said effective, because we could just rip apart one or the other if we don't say that they're both effective, right?
Right.
Obviously, both management and leadership can be effective or defective, right? But
True.
okay, so we're looking at management that works and leadership that works. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Um, so in my mindset, management is a tool within leadership, right? So management for me is a much more of a short-term goal or short-term purpose within a structure of a business or a movement or a community or something like that, or even a family, right? So let's give an example in a family. I don't know, who's listening, if more business people, more family orientated. Which way would you rather go?
This you're speaking to your people here, so whatever you want to tell them.
Oh, only my people. Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're speaking to the world, Aaron. Let's speak.
You're always speaking to the world, Natan,
Oh,
always.
you know what to say. All right. So let's talk about management in a family, because it's not normally something that people talk about, right? They talk about management of a business or some type of structure, but management in a family. So if I am the leader of my family, right, it means that I should, in my mindset, I shouldn't really be giving over the responsibility, not the how do you say kavod, not the respect or the honor of, but I'm going to have the responsibility, the heaviness weighing on my shoulders. I should not be giving that over to anyone else in my family. It's not their problem, it's not their responsibility. But part of my leadership means that I can't manage everything that's going on. So I can come home and I can say, as the leader, I can see that mum's had a difficult day, kids need to do homework, I don't know, the cat needs to be fed, and all of these types of things. We need to spend family time together, all of these dynamics that a leader needs to be able to see from a higher level, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I can get other people within the family to manage certain parts of what needs to be done so that I can, at the end of the day, be the leader, oversee, but that doesn't mean not come down on my knees and help. So I'll give you an example. If I walk in and I see that the house is an absolute mess, mum's falling apart, I don't know, whatever it is, she's had a difficult day, okay? I can take our eldest daughter, who is very, very good at managing, very good at people skills and also getting things done. So I could say to her, hey, daughter, can you take the other 3 kids or 2 of the kids and clean up the lounge room? Come back to me when it's done, right? I then back off. I don't have to stand over her managing her. She's managing the situation. Okay, she'll then come back to me and say, okay, Dad, it's done. What's next? Right? But if I put her in a leadership position, which means she now has to oversee this being cleaned up, that being cooked, this being looked after, she's not ready for that. She is ready for a smaller position of managing, but not a position of the weight and responsibility of leadership. So now, what's the extension of that? If she is a manager, is not coping with that, or can't finish it, or is not managing the people with her properly, then I have the responsibility as a leader to come alongside her and either help her manage or become one of her workers, become one of the people that are helping her doing whatever that is that she's doing. And that's a bit of a different example because it's family and people normally
Right.
talk about businesses. Um,
So
management, yeah.
sorry, go ahead. No,
In
I was
short, management is one tool of leadership.
okay.
Leadership also means coming into line with other people. Leadership also means being a thinker. Leadership also means action. That
Right.
doesn't mean I need to manage, right?
Right.
Sometimes I'm not going to manage other people, right? I'm just going to go and do what needs to be done as the leader so
Right.
that no one else needs to do it.
So if I understand correctly, you're breaking down the differences between management and leadership. That management is kind of task oriented, where you don't have, where you could manage something, you could be responsible for something, but not necessarily have greater insight and thought about that. While leadership is more of a global perspective, and it's the difference between understanding the big picture and manipulating all the different pieces within the big picture, as opposed to just fine tuning something that I don't have to think about, but it's a task that has to get done.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that you don't have to think about it because also leadership doesn't have to be on one
Correct.
person's
Fine. Correct.
team,
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but yes. Okay.
right? The image that came to my head to open that up more is if you're in a business and you have the person who's managing the finances, the person who's managing the advertising, the person who's managing, the staff, right? The HR,
Sure.
they're going to be called the leadership of that business.
Right.
Right? Because they have management roles, they are going to be the leadership of that business. It means that they have more responsibility apart from just managing those that are below or next to them. They're going to have more responsibility and go to those board meetings where it's called a leadership board meeting. It's not called a manager's meeting, right? It's the leadership of that group or of that business or of that entity, right? So managers, we don't have to separate the two different people are managers or leaders, right? Managers can be part of the leadership or make up the leadership of something as well. But when they sit on that leadership role rather than the management role, then they have to have that far greater and wider expansive knowledge and of foresight to make sure that everything is moving the way it should.
In your opinion, could a good manager also be a good leader and vice versa? Or not necessarily?
I don't think it's necessary, but I think that one who knows how to manage definitely has a skill set that makes leadership easier. Because a major part of leadership is managing. Okay, it's part of the leadership. It is not all of leadership, but it is a major part of leadership. Is managing people, is empowering people, and it's not only people, it's situations. Can you manage a certain situation? Right?
Cool.
So yeah, management is definitely a strong tool for leadership.
Awesome. I hear it. All right, cool. Thank you. That was very insightful. I appreciate that.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for the question.
No problem. All
I
right.
think on that, one more thing.
Yeah,
sorry
go for it. No worries. Go ahead. Take the stage. It's all yours.
No, I understand. As we grow and we go through different circumstances, we could see all of that in very different ways, right? So anyone who's listening or watching, don't minimize what I am saying or Aaron's saying to copy and paste it and go, oh, well, if they're saying it, then that's how it is in all circumstances. The more mature we get, the more life experience we have, the more we realize there's gray in the world and far less black and white. So to take, it's a great loss of this generation when people watch a YouTube and go, oh, because that person said it, that means everything that they said and everything that they said, everything applies to my life. No such thing. People
Right.
need to look at what other people are saying, learn from it, become more wise from it, reject what is not for them, and take on what is for them.
Got it. All right, that's cool. Thank you. That was a very good answer. I appreciate it.
You want me to shoot a question to you?
Go for it. Go for it.
All right.
This is a back and
Lovely.
forth. I would appreciate, if you did have something you wanted to ask, I would, that's totally fine.
All right. So the question is like this. We see people all over YouTube and Facebook and whatever who are very good at communicating,
Okay.
right? They put on their video and they're like, all right, guys, I hope you're having a great day. And they go bam, straight into what they want to teach you. They teach you in 6 minutes and then they go, click down below to follow me. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm there. Like that guy knows what he's saying. I know a lot of people that are full of fluff and who can speak very well,
Right.
but maybe do not have, if you ask them a question off their script, they have no clue what's going on, right?
Okay.
At the same time, there are people who know a lot about things, but aren't so good at presenting them.
Okay.
As someone who is brilliant at branding, how does someone build their brand when they are not confident? They know their stuff, right? They know how to build furniture brilliantly, but they do not know, they do not have the confidence to stand up there and talk. What can they do to build their brand just as well as someone who can get out there and maybe have an unfair advantage even because they can speak, they can present, even if they don't really know what they're talking about?
Got it. Look, so there's two things in regards to this. Number one, confidence comes with experience and expertise. If you know your stuff, you might not be a good presenter, but if you have information to share and you know what you're talking about, you're right. So then you have a platform to be able to present it. You just might have to learn some of the tools and techniques about how to communicate well. Your audience is not stupid, right? If you're selling something that people don't buy into, or you're not talking to what they want, and you're just like talking in big picture, and you're going along those things, your audience will know very quickly, and you will lose them, right? There's no today we live in a time where if I don't capture your attention and I don't keep it with my sense of expertise, or I'm presenting over something to you that is valuable to you, right? Keyword is valuable. You're scrolling right through me. There is no way you're going to stick around and keep watching what I have to say. And my audience level is going to go from 1,000 to 10 because they realize very quickly that I have no clue what I'm talking about, and they don't have anything to learn from me from. So when you're talking about this concept of being able to present confidence, okay, there is a certain component of fake it till you make it, and that's okay, but that's true to a point. At a certain point, if you're not making it, you don't have it. And that really comes with your experience. Now, if you have been working in a field for 10 years, okay, and you're always doubting yourself, am I really doing this well, right? Am I really a good marketer? Am I really a good brander? Am I really a good leader, et cetera, right? A good way to gauge that info is that if someone asks you a question off the cuff with no pressure, right? There's no camera on you, there's no audience around you, and you're able to just start answering questions, right? As if like it's no big deal. Like, yeah, of course you know this, and the reason why you do know this is because you have the experience that you've been building for years and years, right? And so what we see a lot of times is you have a lot of new businesses and a lot of new brands and a lot of new social media personalities and things like that, and they try to sell you on what their service or their product or whatever it is that they're looking to sell you on. And you're right, some of them are great presenters, but when it comes down to them, they have zero. It's all fluff, and they have like zero content. those guys are not going to get very far because our audience demands value. And if you don't know how to present value to your customers, to your audiences, to your clients, you won't have them. It's as simple as that. And so if your question is not so much how do you compete against these guys who know how to communicate well, the short answer is that if you have a quality content value, if you have a quality service or product value, and you you bet down on that value again and again and again. My lights just went out. That was weird. Okay. And if you bet on that value again and again and again, even if you are not a good presenter, you will still gain the audience and the brand respect for what you do. Now, you might need help and you might need tools in broadcasting that message out beyond the people that you know how to reach, but that's just a detail. Okay, it's the brands, it's the individuals who know how to hone in on the content value and quality and reinforce that quality. Whether it might not be flashy and it might not be sexy and it might not be whatever. But if you hone in on that content and that value, you're going to get the results that you want. It's as simple as that. And if you're new to the field and you're still learning, so then you can be honest about that, right? No one expects you to be the world's leading expert in everything right off the bat. And if you're honest and transparent about what you are and what you represent, you'll be able to you'll be able to build the trust of the people that you're working with, and then before you know it, you'll be an expert where people are asking questions and you have the answers, and you're getting to the places that you need to get to in order to make the impact that you're looking to make. And so again, the bottom line is quality of content. If you have true quality of content, your audience will follow you.
Amazing. So in essence, you're saying people are pulled to truth rather than fluff.
People report to truth and honesty. Absolutely, they do. People are not stupid.
So
and if you talk to them as if they are stupid, even the more so, then they're not going. You're not only going to lose your client base, you're going to lose your reputation in business.
Yeah, brilliant thought. Because so many people worry so much about themselves, and am I going to have what to say? Do I have what to give? And I'm not as good looking, I'm not as flashy as whatever. And in essence, you're saying just look at the information you have. And if you really know what you're talking about, give it a go, and people are going to be attracted to it.
Yeah, if your people are true to quality and value, and if you're honest with your quality and your value, no matter how you present it, people will respond to it. It's as simple as that. Today, because there is so much all over the place, because you have, what is going on here? Because you have because you have so many different brands and businesses that are vetting for the same people, right? Because you have so much, right? So you think that you have to find ways to stand out differently, and my competition is doing this, so I got to do that. No, that's the wrong answer. The answer is focus on yourself, focus on the true value and quality that you provide. Don't worry about what your competitors are doing or how they're presenting it. You stay honest and true to what you represent and just go for it. And the more that you do that, and the more that you stick to your quality and to your value and to your truth and honesty, your people will follow you because they'll appreciate what message you are bringing to the table for them. And people more and more, they don't, even though we live in a world of Hollywood where everything is flashy and it's got to have lights and it spins and all these things, right? You need that. The reality is that's not really the case. Is that in most cases, then not people resonate with the true value and quality of what you can represent for them and what you could offer to them. And the bells and the whistles, they don't care as long as they get what they want.
That's brilliant. I also really love how you said don't worry about what your competition is doing, because I'm thinking like in a kind of war strategy, that if you're standing guard over here and someone does something over there and you run over there, and then someone does something over there and you run over there, you're never going to be able to actually protect your brand. It's impossible. There's so many people doing so many things like everybody else.
Correct. If you're so worried about right, if you're so worried about everyone else, you're going to lose focus on what's most important, and that's you. And then what?
Yeah, amazing. Yep. And then you even start, some people start like adopting things that aren't them because they want to be like Aaron, right? And then that falls through because they're not Aaron. So why did they even do that?
And then you lose your authenticity. Right. And then you lose your authenticity. You lose, your true content, your true quality offering, and then you're just another one of these people. And then what? Okay, so you'll have a few clients, you'll make it through, you'll be fine. But the real people who make the impact are the people who don't care what other people think about them, the people who hold true to their word, and the people who just push forward in the way that they believe is the most honest and true for themselves and for the community that they're looking to build.
Yeah, amazing. Wow.
Cool. Natan, do you have any do you have any cool events coming up? Like what's what's happening these next for you guys?
It's a good question, because in Leader of the Pack we learn to pivot, right? We understand that there is imperfect information in the world, and very often things don't end up how they're meant to. So we were going to have an event in America in June. We've now, in California, we've now moved it to August, and it's now in Florida. So yeah, we do. We have an event called LOP Engage,
cool.
Which is it's going to be really, really cool. One of the major issues for everyone in the world, let alone men, is that we half engage in everything because we're worried we'll miss out on something else, right? And we've got to learn to fully be where and who we are at that one moment. So that's kind of the overarching, message that's going to be brought through. But there's going to be, emotional stuff, physical stuff, spiritual stuff. Like any man out there who really is serious about becoming a better person, a better man, a better leader and manager, take a look at LOP, Leader of the Pack. Yeah,
awesome.
Leader of the Pack.
Well,
I say the website here.
I'm sorry, anyway.
Can I mention the website here, or are we keeping it?
Sure, go for it. Why not?
Okay, thanks, Aaron. Leaderofthepack.co.il. Take a look over there. You can become a member and get a whole lot of stuff, including accountability calls every single week, and money off, prices off our event in America and in Israel, and other leadership stuff that we're doing. Or you can just hang out there and see some of that information and learn from it. So yeah.
Awesome. Natan, it is always a pleasure talking to you. It is great to reconnect and to learn from you and to hear about all the great things that you're part of. I'm sure that with you at the helm, that this program coming up is going to be blown out of the water, and not in the military sense, in the metaphorical sense. So all good.
If we get blown out of the water, we'll just learn how to swim.
Well, that's how you do it. So fantastic. Thank you for coming for coming on the show. Thank you for talking to us. You're welcome. Come back anytime, and have an awesome day. Thank you so much.
And thank you for your wisdom. God bless.
All the best. Take care.